Well, hey guys, here's another YouTube journey video about another fan that I experienced on YouTube multiple times. So, on this week's edition of YouTube Journey with Fans, today we have the Lasko Cyclone Pedestal fan and how it came about on my channel and what I've experienced with it. So, as you guys know, I normally do not collect pedestal fans, but now I'm basically almost like a pro at collecting pedestal fans because I have quite a few, and these were basically like a main, I guess, protagonist for my pedestal fan collection. Because there was definitely a few that I experienced in the past. So as you guys know, this is my main one, my 2017 Lasko S18902 gray Cyclone pedestal fan. And it's a good fan. Any of these Lasko fans are good fans, well, except for the 16-inch pedestal fans. But the 16-inch pedestal fans, like, for example, like those, with the really skinny, like, paddle blades, those are garbage compared to these fans. And the 2526 performance pedestal fans, which is the 16-inch brother of this fan with 3 blades. This is a 5-blade one with the same kind of blade as the box fans. And I've experienced multiple of these in the past. So my first experience with one of these, I think I was about like two or one or two. I'm not sure, actually, exactly sure. It was a 2009, maybe a 2006 or 7, 6, 7. Lasko Performance Series Pedestal Fan Model 1824. It was a cool fan, especially since it was from the 2000s. Unfortunately, that one got lost in 2018 when we moved into this house, and it was never seen again. And the oscillator was on that one was broken as well. It was kind of, the whole fan was kind of worn out, and yeah, you guys kind of got the idea. It had the older style motor cover, like not like the one that's on this one. I'll flip it around just to show you guys. As you guys can see, this is not the motor cover. This is what they started using in the 2010s, or maybe like the late 2000s, and all the way up till today, they still use this motor cover. It didn't have like, it only had like these top vents. The vents on the bottom were, they weren't like present, and also I think it was a bit more curved towards the end. I don't know exactly, but that's when they started with this motor cover. I honestly don't remember where they were sold. Probably Home Depot. I think so, yeah. But I think that was it. And they had both a manual control and a remote control version. Anyway, now the second experience I had with this fan was a 2015 to 16 Lasko Elite Collection 4-speed electronic controls pedestal fan from Costco, and that was much of a cooler experience. But that one also, I think that one was donated. I actually don't even know where it is, but when I was little, I would always just play with it all the time, and then it obviously didn't belong to me. It was my parents' fan, and you guys probably know what to expect. And basically, all I had in my collection were small fans. I never had any pedestal fans, so yeah. Probably because they took up space in my room, and yeah. But it was still a good experience. Now I'm just gonna go ahead and take a break from talking about my past experience with these fans, and just talk about if they're useful or not. So, um, as some of you guys, some of you fan collectors know, if you guys do own these fans, you'll know that they are really powerful, but they are really loud too. That's due to them having the same blades as the box fans, except the box fans are a 20-inch fan, and these are 18 inches. I'm pretty sure when they made this fan, they probably just took a box fan blade and then maybe shrinked it down until it was like 1 inch smaller, and then put it on a pedestal fan motor. Which is kind of weird, but yeah, and yeah, and these fans are technically quiet on low, but they do get pretty loud on high. I'll go ahead and demonstrate. Look, it's literally the exact same noise level as the box fans, but it's blowing lots of air too. Now they do get pretty quiet on low, and yeah, and basically these fans, these weren't actually the blade set that they let me go ahead and just turn it back to high real quick, and then I'll just do a spin down, and then I'll talk the rest about it. I'll try that again, and I'll keep doing the rest. Alright. And then also, this is the history on these Lasko stand fans. Now this design, specifically the S18902, this design started in 2012. 2009 was the 1825, which is the white version of these fans. And I think that's before they were in gray. The 1823 is the black version, and I do have the 2024 version of that fan. I want to get their blade replacement for that one, because it runs way too slow on high. It's like low speed on this one. So yeah. But anyway, another experience that I had was a pretty special one, and that was a 2003 to 2004 Lasko model 1820 Elegance Performance pedestal fan. I think it was my great grandfather's fan, and I'm sure you guys have seen it in my old childhood fan pictures video. That was a video that I made around 3 or 4 years ago. I wish that fan was still there, but it's gone now. But it was a 2000s Lasko fan, and I liked it. And in 2003, when these came out, they didn't have the circular chrome badges. They had an oval medallion, this oval slot in the middle of the guard, and then they had this blue Lasko badge that was painted in blue, and that's what they had for the performance pedestal fans and desk fans. So anyway, so yeah, so that fan is gone now. And then in 2025, Lasko created a new 18-inch stand fan called the Windstorm stand fan, which is, I don't know if it was 2025 or 2024, but oops, okay, my bad. bad. Technical difficulties. Okay, so I just realized that this fan is not plugged in. But this is the fan that they came out with in 2024. And also, despite having more blades, it's actually not much louder than this thing is. I mean, being an 18-inch, a large 18-inch fan and having 10 blades doesn't make it noisier. In 2019 to 20, I think that's when I bought it. A Lasko 1823 with this type of blade set. The one that I have currently had the older blade set from the 2000s. They actually brought it back in 2024, the newer style, the older style blade set from the 2000s, where, look, let me show you guys this real quick. Let me just go ahead and disassemble this fan real quick and I'll show you guys that. All right, so I took the blade off and you can see, whoops, it's falling. Whoops, okay, that's just for the heck of it, I'll just do that. So basically in 2024, they brought back the blade design from the 2000s. And that would be making the blade wider and making the tips a bit more flat. I mean, they're flat, but they're not just like pointy. And that's why in the 2000s and all the way up to now, you buy this fan and it makes a horrible whirring sound. And that's an example on what I on the 2024 Elegance Performance pedestal fan that was at my school, and the one that the Cyclone that I have. So yeah, I'll put this back together now. All right, so another thing is that I don't even know why they decided to switch back to the blade set from the 2000s. When we reached 2024, that's when they did that. I liked this blade design better because it didn't make that annoying whirring sound. And when it was 2019, that's when Lasko actually made good fans, like good sounding fans. Like they had startup noise and all that. Except the 2024 Elegance Performance pedestal fan that was at my school, that one had a startup noise, and I kind of liked it, so yeah. And another thing is that and about the fans at my school, there were a ton of the 1823, the black ones, at my school, and I reviewed and I filmed at least like 4 or 5 of them. In 2024, that's when I filmed 2 of them. I think they were from 2019 to 20, I actually don't know. And they had this type of guard on, and then the other one, which is like not like a Cyclone. Yeah. But fair enough, they were working really well. But that was because they were older models from 2019. And now the reason why I bought the one that I have currently was because of my school and they had the fans. But I didn't know that Lasko brought back the blade set from the 2000s. So that's why I was like, why is this thing being so slow? So in the near future, I might replace the blade set on it, but I don't know if it's gonna pan out, honestly. I've had that blade on there for ever since I had the fan. I don't think a second video will be coming out of it anytime soon. But yeah. And then I'm not sure why. And then in 2025, I did review a remote control version of the 1823, which is the 1843. And that one was really nice. I think they were originally sold at Menards, even though there's no location of that in California. Except there's still the Beyond Breeze brand here. And then they probably also sold them at Home Depot for at least like for a little bit, but I don't know about that honestly. Um, so yeah. So in reality, these fans are good fans, but and they are very powerful, but the amount of air that these fans produce do not make up for the amount of noise that they make. Because these fans, they are noisy, as you guys heard from when I turned this fan on. It was loud, um, until they updated the blades and they slowed down the speed of the fan, so it wouldn't be all loud. I think I'm not sure how what the blades like today. I'm not sure if that Elegance Performance fan in black was a 2020 was an earlier one than the one that I got from that I bought, and because it spun faster than the one that I have. It was almost like this one, but not exactly. I'm not sure, but all I know is that it had a startup sound. Um, so yeah. However, in 2024, I have reviewed a 4-speed Lasko Pedestal fan. I think it was in like June or July or something. I'm not sure. It was the Elite Collection fan that was sold at Costco, and yeah, I think they stopped selling that model maybe in 2017. I actually don't know. And they still sold it, but it was a black one with a different design, more of like a weird hybrid design to it. Um, I think it was sold alongside of the Bioneer Tower fans. They were also sold at Costco, but I honestly don't know. Um, and there are some other Pedestal fans that are basically um, collabing with this fan. I wouldn't say collabing, but they are kind of making similar designs. Like for example, my 18-inch Utilitech Pedestal fan right here. Right, look at it right here. It's also got 5 blades and it's also an 18-inch fan. And Holmes is also collaborating with Lasko as well for their fans, except it has like a really skinny banana style blade. I actually do have the 2017, I think, one right there. Except now when they make those fans, they have 5 blades. Yeah. So I guess that concludes my YouTube journey with these Lasko Pedestal fans. And actually, this was one of the first Pedestal fans to start my Pedestal fan collection, and I feel like it's the, like I said, the main protagonist of my Pedestal fan collection. Because these are technically good fans. I know like a lot of other YouTubers like Jordan would say that these fans are good fans, even though they're of course real loud, but they are powerful fans. Also, one thing to note, this one is a 2017 model, like I said before, and it has the design the way you put the front grille on from the 2000s, but they changed that in 2018, and they made a different design where where one half is slightly smaller than the other, and it slips inside of it, and it's a lot easier to put on. You could probably just like place it on, and then put your hand inside in the middle, and then just press it down, and then it should lock in place. But actually, I don't even know. But yeah, that's my overall opinion on these fans and my YouTube journey with them. Yeah. So, yeah. One more thing before I end the video, just listen to how it sounds with the blades. Listen to how the fan sounds with the camera close to the blades. Well, anyways, thanks for watching, guys. And as always, I'll catch you guys in the next fan video. And as always, peace.